Let's make your job hunt a little easier and get you off those annoying job hunting platforms that spew all the same job leads and onto a little corner of the web where today I have a nice handful of legitimate work-from-home jobs that we're not seeing everywhere else. We have an easy work-from-home job that will train you, a couple entry-level remote jobs that pay a pretty decent salary, and one of them tells us they'll teach you all you need to know for the job. We also have a couple jobs in medical credentialing, an entry-level tech support job, a remote job reviewing privacy concerns, and on a similar note, a trust and safety job you can do from home. So the first job I want to share comes to us from SkyGen. They're a legitimate, well-established healthcare technology and services company with a focus on dental and vision benefits management, and they've been around since 1993. And the job I want to share today is a customer care representative level 2. Now, they have a few other opportunities. If you're interested in them, check them out. So let's go into this customer care rep position. It is fully remote anywhere within the United States. There are no location restrictions, and they will train you. It's an extensive training period lasting 12 weeks, and it'll run 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, Central Time Zone hours, but you don't have to live in the Central Time Zone. Just translate your local hours to those hours. And then after training, your shift will be 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Again, you don't have to live in the Central Time Zone. Now, they tell us their operating hours are 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, so your shift could flex based on business needs. And working Mondays and Tuesdays, they'll give you a $2 per hour differential. And I want to mention this, during the annual Medicare open enrollment, which runs from October 1st through March 31st, you may have to work occasional evenings, weekends, and holidays. So this job is all about customer service, serving the dental and vision inbound callers with information regarding their eligibility, benefit coverage, authorizations, claims, and assisting them with locating a provider in their area. You need strong problem-solving skills coupled with the natural ability to provide empathy for the customer, always taking the time to patiently listen and understand their questions to help find a viable solution while providing them with a memorable customer experience. And they prefer, but they don't require, they prefer you have experience with dental or health insurance. And that's just preferred, it's not required. Of course, you need a high school diploma or equivalent, and a little bit of related customer service experience within industries such as healthcare, call center, banking, or retail. They list a few preferred qualifications. They're just preferred. Again, they prefer you have 1 year related customer service experience within the dental, vision, or medical industry, previous experience working in a virtual environment, and you have an understanding of dental, vision, and or medical insurance terminology. And those things are just preferred. They're not required. And they tell us on this job description they'll pay you anywhere from $16.42 up to $24.63 per hour. So now let's talk about a couple pretty good paying entry-level work-from-home jobs. The first one I have comes to us from Conduit Health. They've been around since 2024. Yeah, they are kind of new, but they are pretty well financed. And what they do is operate a digital platform that connects patients and home care providers directly to durable medical equipment and daily medical supplies. They're looking for a patient experience associate. This job is full-time remote anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions. I'm going to take a quick peek at the application just to make sure I'm not missing anything. And no, I don't see any location restrictions on the application nor on the job lead. So what you're going to do in this job is respond to patient, caregiver, and provider inquiries across phone, SMS, email, and chat, managing your queue with accuracy and care, explaining order status, insurance requirements, documentation needs, and next steps that patients and caregivers should take. You'll take ownership of patient issues and follow through until resolution, coordinating across internal teams as needed, and support patients and caregivers through stressful or time-sensitive situations with professionalism and compassion. So that pretty much sums up what you're going to do in this position. They want you to genuinely care about helping people and bring empathy to every interaction. You pick up new systems, workflows, and healthcare concepts quickly, and you can explain things simply and calmly, especially to patients who may be overwhelmed or frustrated. You're also comfortable with change, you're team-oriented, you're tech-curious, and you're comfortable with technology. You're not intimidated by new tools or AI-assisted workflows. So you'd be a great fit for this job if you have a little bit of experience in customer support, patient services, healthcare operations, or another client-facing role. You're comfortable managing high-volume support interactions across multiple channels simultaneously, and it's a plus you have experience with support tools such as Intercom, Zendesk, AirCall, or AI-assisted ticketing systems. And this is pretty cool. They tell us it's helpful, but it's not required you're familiar with healthcare, DME, insurance, or Medicaid and Medicare. But don't worry, because they tell us they'll teach you what you need to know. And I want to point out you'll work a scheduled shift that aligns with Eastern Time Zone business hours with occasional flexibility for coverage as the team scales. And you don't have to live in the Eastern Time Zone. Just translate your local hours to Eastern Time Zone hours. And as we go back up to the top of the job description, they tell us right here on the left, they'll pay you between $55,000 and $80,000 per year. So another pretty good paying entry-level opportunity is with the company Cresta. This company has been around since 2017, and they provide an AI platform designed to optimize contact centers and customer service operations. Right now, they're looking for a Cresta AI administrator. This job is full-time remote anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions anywhere on this job description, nor on the application. So what you're going to do in this job is work closely with customers in a tactical execution role while being responsible for configuring and maintaining the company's self-service product, as well as sharing insights and building insight and performance reports. Additionally, you'll monitor trends and anomalies using the Cresta application, respond to ad hoc business requests for analysis, and provide ongoing mentoring and support for customers analysts. So that's a whole bunch of words to say you'll work with customers to operationalize their program strategy using Cresta's self-service product, which is called Opera, identify key moments in contact center conversions and set up resulting actions, and use Cresta's voice analytics tool to understand emerging topics in contact center conversations and communicate them to the customer. You'll monitor trends and anomalies and align the customer's business priorities with the contact center operations. You do some ad hoc business requests for analysis and provide actionable insights derived from contact center data, and offer ongoing mentoring and support to the customer's analysts, guiding them in effectively utilizing Cresta tools. So if you have a few years relevant experience, you're a good communicator, you're a problem solver, you're comfortable working with SaaS software, and you can quickly adapt to new tools and technology, you're comfortable speaking with senior level executives, you're proficient using Microsoft Office applications, check out this opportunity. Now, they tell us it's preferred, but it's not critical. It's preferred you're familiar with speech analytics, and they also prefer you have contact center experience. And those last two things are just preferred, they're not required. And when it comes to a few years relevant experience, if you do have contact center experience or customer service experience and you're comfortable using AI technology, that would qualify. And I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom of the job description. This is a great paying opportunity. They tell us they'll pay you anywhere from $70,000 to $110,000 per year, plus bonus and equity. They tell us that right here on this job description. So now let's talk about the work from home medical credentialing jobs. And these opportunities do not require tons of experience. The first one I'm sharing is with Steady MD. They've been around since 2016, and they operate primarily as a B2B telehealth infrastructure provider. They're looking for a credentialing specialist to work full-time remotely anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions anywhere on this job description. Now, this is a temporary opportunity, but to be honest, I have no idea how long this temporary assignment will last. Let's take a quick peek at the application. Now, typically when I see temporary, that tells me this job is short-term, but they don't indicate how short-term this job is. But I did notice here, they do give us the option to work either full-time or part-time. You can select to work 5 to 30 hours per week. This is a fully remote opportunity, and they tell us you can work up to 40 hours per week, including some evenings and weekends. So it looks like you can work either full or part-time, including weekends and evenings. And they tell us on this job description they'll pay you anywhere from $20 to $26 per hour. So this is your typical medical credentialing job where you'll manage end-to-end credentialing for providers from intake through approval. You'll build and maintain provider portfolios, track credentialing workflows, and perform primary source verification, including licenses, education, board certifications, DEA, and other required credentials. And they list more details. If you're interested in this job, read through the details. So you'd be a good fit for this job if you have a couple years provider credentialing experience. It's preferred, but it's not required. It's preferred that experience is in telehealth or multi-state credentialing. They'd like you to have a strong understanding of primary source verification and healthcare compliance requirements, as well as experience with credentialing platforms. It's preferred that experience is with Modio. And they list some tools they prefer you're familiar with, such as Modio or other credentialing platforms, Jira, Slack, and Google Workspace. So another medical credentialing job we have is with the company Expressible. They've been around since 2019, and they operate as a digital healthcare platform specializing in online speech and occupational therapy. This job is for a credentialing specialist. It is full-time remote anywhere within the United States, and they tell us on this job description they'll pay you between $22 and $27 per hour. So in this job, you'll be responsible for maintaining individual provider files, completing credentialing applications, and other associated duties that support the credentialing requirements. So that pretty much sums up what you're going to do in this job. If you're familiar with medical credentialing, you know what's expected of you, but they have more details. If interested, read through the details. So that you need to have a high school diploma or equivalent and hands-on experience completing and submitting credentialing and enrollment applications for commercial payers, Medicaid, and Medicare. You also have experience maintaining provider files and ensuring compliance with payer and regulatory requirements, and prior experience working directly with providers to collect, validate, and update credentialing information. You're familiar with auditing provider data. You have experience following up with payers regarding application status, recredentialing, and demographic updates, and you're proficient with credentialing platforms and databases. You have a strong working knowledge of payer credentialing and enrollment workflows. You're comfortable navigating payer portals and researching payer-specific requirements. You have experience with electronic document management and maintaining compliant provider files, and you're proficient with standard office productivity and collaboration tools. And they strongly prefer, but they don't require, they strongly prefer you have exposure to denial resolution or authorization issues related to credentialing. And then, of course, you need all your typical soft skills you need for just about every job. So that does it for the medical credentialing positions. Let's now talk about an entry-level tech support position. So the company Keeper Security is a highly legitimate, world-renowned cybersecurity software company that's been around since 2009. And they're looking for a technical customer support specialist to work Tuesday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, I do need to point this out. They tell us this is a 100% remote position from select locations, Central, Mountain, or Eastern time zones, with an opportunity to work a hybrid schedule for candidates based in the Chicago, Illinois metro area. And I'm going to scroll down to the application because they do specify the states in which I believe they do want you to live. So take a look at your screen here. They list 26 states in the United States in which I assume you need to reside for this position. So this is your typical tech support kind of job where you'll respond to inbound calls, chats, and emails from customers, providing a high level of service, ensuring customers understand product features and benefits, and provide accurate product and service information. So yep, tech support, and all they want is a little bit of experience in a customer service or support role or equivalent training and certifications. You have hands-on proficiency in Microsoft Office Suite and G Suite, and you also have experience working with smartphones, tablets, and computers with Mac, Android, and Windows operating systems. You can type at least 40 words per minute, and then you need all your typical soft skills you need for just about every job. And they have some preferred qualifications. They're just preferred, not required. I recommend reading through them. If you meet any of them, make sure to include them on your resume. Unfortunately, they do not tell us how much they pay for this position, but I'm thinking for this kind of job, based on my experience looking at similar roles, I have a feeling this job could pay anywhere from, I'm going to say about $20 to $23 per hour, but I can't guarantee that. You'll have to work it out with them. All right, so now let's talk about the work from home job reviewing privacy concerns. The company R1 RCM has been around since 2003, and they provide end-to-end revenue cycle management solutions for hospitals, health systems, and physician groups. Basically, they do all the back-end financial work for those groups. They're looking for a privacy analyst. This job is full-time remote anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions anywhere on this job description. So what you're going to do in this job is receive, document, track, investigate, and take action on data incidents and issues concerning compliance with applicable privacy laws and regulations and or the company's privacy policies and procedures. You'll ensure consistent application of sanctions for failure to comply with privacy policies in cooperation with others in the R1 privacy team, human resources, and legal counsel. You also develop compliance-based metrics and reporting mechanisms, work with internal teams to remediate any activities for continuous privacy improvement, support the company's proactive efforts to monitor, educate on, and promote compliance with all federal, state, and international privacy requirements, and assist in annual compliance and risk assessments. So yep, this job is all about reviewing privacy concerns, and it lists some more details as far as what you might do on a regular basis. If interested in this job, read through the rest of the details. So they'd like you to have a bachelor's degree and a couple years compliance experience, including data and information privacy experience, preferably in a hospital or healthcare environment, or more broadly within the healthcare industry. And we can see on this job description, they tell us to pay you anywhere from $53,606 up to $79,233.51 per year. So our last work from home job is a trust and safety opportunity, and it comes to us from the company Open Router. So I've never heard of this company before, but apparently they're a prominent technology company in the artificial intelligence sector, and they've been around since 2023. Right now they're looking for a trust and safety lead to work full-time remotely anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions anywhere on this job description. So your main responsibility in this job will be to build and own the Open Router's trust, safety, and compliance function. They tell us this is a 0 to 1 role. You'll define policy, build systems, and handle operations, then scale the function over time. And to be honest, I don't know what they're referring to when they mention 0 to 1, but I suspect that means start to finish, that sort of thing. So that means you do some policy and enforcement, define policies across accounts, payments, and API usage, ensuring compliance with sanctions and regulatory requirements. You also do some systems and risk, build a risk-based system driven by aggregated signals, and develop unified risk scoring and tiered enforcement. You also do operations 0 to 1. That means you'll handle investigations, enforcement decisions, and appeals, and build workflows while operating them using AI for triage and decision support, and turning operational learnings into scalable systems. You also partner with model providers on policy alignment and escalations, define enterprise controls, and coordinate across engineering, legal, and go-to-market. And last but not least, you'll build and scale the function across policy, systems, and operations, establish monitoring, escalation frameworks, and KPIs. So if you have some experience building or scaling trust and safety, risk, or compliance systems, you have a strong understanding of sanctions, fraud, and enforcement systems, experience working cross-functionally with engineering, legal, and operations, you can design and operate data-driven systems, and you have a builder mindset with comfort in 0 to 1 and ambiguous environments, this job just might have your name on it. And I'm going to scroll around to see if they tell us how much they pay, and I don't see it anywhere on the job description. Let's take a quick peek at the application. And nope, I don't see the salary indicated on the application either. So I checked out Google's AI overview, which gets their information from a variety of sources. And it looks like Open Router has paid trust and safety leaders anywhere from $120,000 up to $150,000 per year, with an average target salary of $137,000 per year. Now, I can't guarantee that's how much you'll make in this position. You'll have to work out your salary with them. So we just went through a nice handful of work-from-home jobs, from beginner-friendly, entry-level tech support, credentialing, trust and safety, and a little bit in between. Hopefully one of them works out for you. And if you're looking for more work-from-home jobs, you can find some in this video right here. Thank you so much for visiting. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll meet you on the next job lead.